as of 8 p.m. last night, we had 8 cases that are locally acquired. 7 cases are linked to the Avalon cluster, and 1 case remains under investigation. The case that is under investigation is a healthcare worker from Western Sydney who was involved in the transfer of patients from the international airport. This case has transported several patients, but we have identified that they also have transferred positive COVID cases. We are obviously doing urgent genome sequencing to confirm that that is the source of their infection, and those results will be available later today. A close workplace contact of this healthcare worker has come back positive since the 8 p.m. figures, and that will be included in the count for tomorrow. In terms of the situation, I'd just like to acknowledge and echo the Premier's words in relation to the testing record. We've seen 44,466 tests were reported to 8 p.m. last night, so thank you to everyone. What is most pleasing is that we're also seeing those increases across other local health districts, as well as a massive surge in the Northern Beaches community. It is important that we get those high rates of testing across all of Sydney and New South Wales in general. So anyone who's got symptoms, please come forward for a testing. But please continue to monitor the New South Wales Government website for those venues. I know at about midnight last night we uploaded another 50-odd venues, and so it is rapidly changing. We're taking a very low threshold for listing those venues, so please keep alert and share that information with your friends as well. So in terms of the venues, clearly we are seeing some venue transmission in other sites outside the Avalon RSL and the Avalon Bolo in the Northern Beaches. But we are concerned particularly about transmission events that are occurring outside the Northern Beaches because residents in those areas are not subject to the same lockdown provisions as in the Northern Beaches. So I just want to highlight the fact that I'm going to mention some settings that we want to alert the community to particularly focus on and a call out to the community to respond. It is important that no one assumes that these businesses have done anything wrong. These businesses are cooperating fully, but the reason I'm highlighting them is because we are most concerned that transmission events have either happened at them or because of the circumstances that transmission events could possibly have happened to them. And we're particularly focusing on venues outside the Northern Beaches. The first one I mentioned yesterday, again, was the Rose of the Australian Hotel Erskineville, and can I just acknowledge the great collaboration we've had with that hotel in terms of ensuring we've got the information we need. So just one patron dined there from 7 to 9 p.m. on the 15th of December whilst infectious, and another diner has tested positive on Sunday, and we believe there has been transmission from the first person to the new case at the venue, as they were both diners there at the same time. The second case was part of a work dinner, and all attendees at that dinner are being tested, but we're also investigating how the contact between the first and second person occurred, because that's quite casual contact between those. And again, thank you very much to the venue for working with us to investigate how that transmission event. But I would urge anyone who has been there, they should be self-isolating. They are close contacts. We have had transmission, and please get tested and self-isolate if you haven't already done that. And remember, if you are self-isolating and you get symptoms, even if you've had a negative symptoms at the beginning, if you get symptoms recurring, you need to get retested. Following the diagnosis of a COVID-19 in a staff member, all patrons who were seated at the Paddington Alimentary Deli and Cafe in Hopetown Street, Paddington, from December 17th to 19th are considered close contacts and should get tested for COVID immediately and isolate for 14 days from their visit. New South Wales Health will be calling patrons to confirm their isolation dates, but in the meantime, immediately isolate, get tested and remain in isolation.